Every universe has its protector. Every story has its hero. But what if the story went wrong? What if that hero had Superman's powers and none of the control? That's Homelander. And in this video, we'll break down, one by one, every fictional character he could destroy, from comics, anime, cartoons, gaming, and beyond. Spoiler, it's a lot. Homelander isn't just dangerous because he's strong, he's terrifying because he's unpredictable. Let's break it down. Super strength, bench presses buses, flight, Mach level, super speed, bullet time reactions, laser vision, melts humans instantly, enhanced senses, can hear your whisper across a city block, emotionally unstable with a god complex. And unlike Superman, he's not holding back. So, if you don't have faster than light speed, planet-busting strength, or magic hacks, you're probably dead. Let's start with this dude. I love Clint, he's skilled, a tactical genius, but at the end of the day, he's a guy with a bow. Homelander can hear him breathe from 5 miles away, fly in at sonic speed and vaporize him mid-shot. No contest. It's like putting Legolas against a fighter jet. Let's kill the prep time myth right now. Unless Bruce has kryptonite, which doesn't exist in the boys' universe, he's a billionaire cosplayer against a walking nuke. Homelander blitzes him before he even reaches for a gadget. Yes, Batman's smart, but he's still human, and Homelander doesn't give warning. Rick's a genius, sure, but he's cocky, and if he underestimates Homelander, even slightly, he's done. You think Rick's teleport gun is gonna save him when Homelander's heat vision is instant? This is a kill where Rick's brain hits the floor before his mouth finishes the joke. Yeah, Krillin can fly. He knows martial arts. But remember, Nappa killed him. Homelander is stronger than base Nappa at this point. He doesn't even need to get close. One laser blast and Krillin becomes a crispy skeleton. Let's talk about Spider-Man, arguably one of the most agile and reflex-driven heroes in comic book history. Peter Parker has dodged bullets, fought gods, survived collapsing buildings, and held back speeding trains. He's fast, smart, and incredibly durable for a human. But Homelander isn't just fast, he's relentlessly lethal. His laser vision isn't just a beam, it's a weapon that melts steel. He doesn't aim to disable, he aims to destroy. And Peter's spider sense? It might go off, but it won't matter if he's in midair and Homelander lights him up from miles away. Even if Spidey webs him, let's say he gets close, what then? He's not strong enough to restrain Homelander. He can barely hold down Rhino, and now he's expected to survive someone who threw a man through multiple walls like paper mache? Peter's strength is his heart, but against a man with no soul, it's not enough. Steve Rogers is the definition of courage. He's fought Thanos, he's tanked hits from Iron Man, he's jumped on grenades. But you know what he hasn't done? Survived a man who can obliterate buildings with a glance. Cap's shield is vibranium, amazing stuff, but it has limits. Homelander could melt it, or just avoid it entirely and strike from behind, above, or just through the ground. Homelander flies, he has aerial dominance. Cap has cardio. Even worse, Cap won't kill. Homelander doesn't hesitate. Steve's entire strength is built on fighting smarter, longer, and with more grit. But grit doesn't help when your bones are ash. And if you think he could survive long enough to strategize, remember, Cap struggles with a jetpack. Homelander is the jetpack. Tony Stark, billionaire, genius, walks around in a weaponized satellite dish. And yeah, his suits are incredible. They can tank explosions, adapt mid-fight, and even fight gods. But here's the catch. He still has a limit. Every Iron Man suit has a power reserve. Every Iron Man suit can be damaged. And Homelander, he doesn't stop hitting. Think about it. Homelander doesn't give Tony time to analyze. He's not a villain who monologues. He'd crash through the armor at supersonic speed, rip the chest reactor out, and laser the pieces just to make sure. Even if Tony's in his bleeding edge armor, he's still relying on tech. Homelander doesn't rely on anything. He is the weapon. No lag, no cooldowns, just pure instant death. The only way Tony survives is with plot armor, and even then, it'd be a stretch. The second Homelander smells hesitation, it's over. You know how this goes. We love these guys. They fight dirty. They use their environment. They know pain like a second language. But they're not ready for a god. Homelander doesn't fight on rooftops. He destroys city blocks. Moon Knight might survive a few punches if Homelander is drunk. Daredevil can't see laser beams. Punisher, he brings guns to a nuclear fight. Even if they work together, Homelander doesn't get overwhelmed. He gets bored. They're scrappy, tactical, tenacious, but they're still human, and humans die. This fight is nasty. Kratos has killed gods, titans, realities. He's been to literal hell and walked out angrier. Homelander? He's strong, he's fast, but Kratos thrives in chaos. He uses rage like fuel, turns pain into power, and has centuries of war experience. Homelander has never fought someone who hits back like this. Kratos wouldn't flinch at lasers. He's tanked worse. He'd use the environment, out-strategize him, and rip off his wings. This is one of the few matchups where Homelander gets humbled, not just beaten, dismembered slowly. Doctor Strange is one of the most versatile combatants in the multiverse. Mirror dimension, time loops, astral projection. This man fights with reality itself. Homelander can't handle that. He has no defense against time warping or dimensional traps. One wrong step and he's in a loop forever, or banished to a frozen moment in time. But it has to be the prepared version of Strange. If Homelander gets the jump, Strange gets laser-eyed mid-incantation. So the real question is, who acts first? Because whoever does, wins. Wanda is unstable, so is Homelander. But Wanda's chaos magic rewrites existence. She doesn't punch harder, she removes you from continuity. Homelander doesn't understand magic, that makes him reckless. If he lashes out too fast, Wanda erases him like a bad memory. Verdict, he dies, unless she hesitates. And honestly, Wanda hesitates a lot, so this fight's all about mindset. Cold Wanda equals Homelander dies. Conflicted Wanda equals maybe she's toast. This is the big one. Homelander has spent his life trying to be Superman. The cape, the flight, the laser vision. He's a knockoff, born in a lab, built for PR. But what happens when the imitation meets the original? Let's not sugarcoat this. Superman obliterates Homelander in every stat that actually matters in a real fight. Strength, Superman once held a black hole in his bare hands. He's bench pressed the weight of the earth for 5 days straight without breaking a sweat. Homelander, the guy struggles with planes and can't lift a bus without effort. This isn't a difference in strength, it's a different species of power. Homelander is strong by human standards. Superman is strong by cosmic standards. Speed? Homelander is fast. He can fly past jets, dodge bullets, and blitz humans. But Superman has raced the Flash, moved so fast he reversed time, and crossed galaxies in seconds. In a fight, that means Homelander swings, and Superman has already punched him into orbit, caught him mid-fall, and slammed him into the sun before Homelander even realized he was losing. Durability? Homelander is bulletproof. Superman is universe-proof. He survived supernovas, stood inside the heart of stars, and shrugged off hits from beings who break reality. Homelander's durability is a party trick compared to Superman's resume. If Homelander tried heat vision, Superman would take it head on just to show him how it's done, and then respond with a blast that melts mountains. Combat intelligence and morality. Here's where it gets psychological. Homelander is arrogant, reactive, and emotionally unstable. He lashes out when things don't go his way. Superman? Calm, strategic. He's trained in multiple alien martial arts. He doesn't just punch, he thinks. He's fought gods, geniuses, monsters, and more importantly, he knows restraint. That's the tragedy here. Homelander has never fought someone better than him. He's a schoolyard bully who's finally run into a black belt, and it terrifies him. How would it go down? Homelander would monologue, he'd posture, maybe he even lands the first hit, but Superman doesn't blink. Then, a sonic boom, one hit to the chest, a crater the size of a city. Homelander stumbles, coughing up blood for the first time in his life. Panic sets in. He screams, flies away, but Superman is already there. A punch to the jaw, teeth scatter like meteors. And finally, when it's all over, Superman would catch Homelander, not to save him, but to stop the killing. Because that's the ultimate difference. Homelander is a god pretending to be human. Superman is a man who chooses to be a god, but stays human. Verdict: Superman doesn't just beat Homelander, he redefines him. He exposes every insecurity, every limitation, and every lie Homelander tells himself. So who does Homelander kill? Instant wins: Hawkeye, Batman, Iron Man, horror villains, Mortal Kombat humans, and 90% of superhero street fighters. Struggles or loses against Kratos, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, etc. Never wins Superman, and many more like Omni-Man. In the end, Homelander is terrifying not because he's the strongest, but because he thinks he is. And in most universes, that belief is enough to get everyone around him killed.